Hello, 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 beautiful people. I am checking in from our recording studio, but we have been navigating so many challenges with our live lately that I am nervous. I'm going to tell you, I am nervous from technology challenges to equipment challenges. It's been a wild ride over the course of the last few weeks. So I'm just making sure that everything is where it needs to be. So if you can hear us loud and clear, please do drop your city in the chat and let us know that you're with me. We also realize that we are at a different time slot, and that different time slot means that we're going to catch a different group of people on our live, which we're really excited about. We appreciate those of you who are flexible and working with us. These summer hours are a little bit different from the way that we've operated in the past, but we think that we're going to continue to have an amazing experience, and we're looking forward to that with you. So this one is going to be really brief because we want to make sure that it is digestible, but we also want to make sure that all of our new setup effort is working before we delve too deep. So the topic for today's live, and I'm soft launching my new haircut. For those of you who've been riding with me for a while, welcome back. And then for those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Maybe you clicked on this because you are interested in entrepreneurship and you're thinking about making that pivot. And I want to just tell you a little bit about my thoughts and experience in leveraging AI tools in navigating entrepreneurship. So if you're with me live, please do drop your city in the chat. It'll help us to know that all our audio and all our visuals and all our things are working as I look to the other screen. So 3 things that I really want to just touch down on. Pretty simple format, and we're going to do it relatively quickly. As we think about entrepreneurship, you all will want to know that I've been an entrepreneur and working for myself full-time for 6 years now. And it's crazy to say that after 6 years, here we are continuing to do work that I feel really passionate about, that I'm excited to do. And I think that's number 1 on the list. If you're deciding that you're going to pivot into entrepreneurship, especially now, right? We're operating in 2026. It is ultimately just a difficult time to be anywhere. The economy is in a recession. We are seeing lots of complicated pressure in navigating different systems, whether it's federal government contracting, whether it's grants, whether it's scoring new corporate contracts. We're just seeing a lull. So I want to make sure that we talk about entrepreneurship in the context of the reality that we're in now, and not this kind of glossy, designer aesthetic version of entrepreneurship, because I feel like there's a lot of misinformation out there. So as someone who's done it full time for the last 6 years, I wanted to first tell you that you still have to very much enjoy what it is you're doing when it comes to entrepreneurship, because you are constantly under an evaluation of what makes sense for me right now. And it doesn't mean that entrepreneurship is ever going to be easy, but it's never going to be completely seamless either. There's constantly opportunities to solve problems, and I use artificial intelligence on a regular basis to solve problems within my business. One of those things specifically is some of our generation of leads and networking and building relationships with new people comes directly from research that we're able to leverage AI for. And the example of that is, as we're thinking about new corporate clients that we want to work with, we will definitely use artificial intelligence to do deep research on that company, on the work that they're doing, and allow us to get a summary of things that are critical, that are important to them, so that when we pitch that company, we will have the opportunity to have done the research, and that first conversation goes smoothly because we're a well-researched organization and we can speak to their problems, speak to their pain points. So the first one is, you have to really want to do what you're doing. You have to enjoy it, because the money does not come immediately, but the idea that you get to do work that you enjoy, choose the clients and customers that you work with, and this is from a service-based business, that you get to choose the clients and customers that you get to work with. That's a huge motivator for me in entrepreneurship, is choosing the clients. And taking advantage of using artificial intelligence tool in order to do deeper research on those clients can be a game changer in speeding up our sales process and our getting to know our clients process. So, number two in entrepreneurship and how to leverage artificial intelligence tool for me is, as we're thinking about what are the new avenues or things that are maybe not happening or widely publicized in the United States, trying to make sure that we are getting data and information and reports so that we understand trends better, and we use artificial intelligence to break down some of the trends into clear insights. Now, I'll tell you that I spent an early part of my corporate career, or a large part of my corporate career, doing trend analysis and insights around um, competitive customers and new product launches. So, because I understand how that information comes and how it should be processed, being able to use AI to get those insights faster and to then be able to put the AI research against what we know to be true based on what we're hearing directly from our customers and what we're hearing from other clients, it can really be a game changer. So as you're thinking about entrepreneurship, think about how you can use artificial intelligence to better understand or get information on trends in your industry as quickly and as seamlessly as possible so that you can then put that information to work and put it into work for your business. And then the third thing when it comes to entrepreneurship that I want to share is really about knowing your numbers, understanding your finances, understanding the inputs, whether it's your profits, whether it's your gross, whether it's your net. As you think about bringing revenue into your company, understanding your gross revenue, understanding your net profits, understanding the cost of doing business is something that I feel like artificial intelligence really does help me to do. And I don't have to do this research necessarily on my own, but I realize that the banking and the credit cards or the financing tools that we use, our banking partners use artificial intelligence or use some form of data analysis with AI in order to give us reports. And those reports and that information is tremendously helpful in making critical decisions for our business. So I think that as an entrepreneur, leveraging all of the artificial intelligence tools you can to be able to expedite the processes, especially as you're a solopreneur. When I started the business, I wish that we had the same number of access to AI tools because I think that it would have smoothed out some of our processes earlier on. And as someone who is process driven and wants to make sure that I have a clear understanding, it really does help me to be able to leverage tools to assess what we've done. Was it successful, and how do we want to relaunch it? Especially when we're thinking about investing our finances. And when you think about spending dollars and investing those finances, getting a sense of how that dollar is performing, whether it's in ad spend, whether it's in hiring people, whether it's in launching a new product, using AI tools to help give you a summary, give you a good analysis of what information you already have. A lot of us have large amounts of information, but don't have the ability to synthesize that into an insight or to get it to the point where we can make a good decision based on the data. So if you're thinking about going in entrepreneurship and you're thinking about making that pivot in 2026, fully understand that it requires you to really enjoy what you're doing because you have to be passionate about the work until the money comes. And I believe that entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. It's definitely a harder path at times and it's easier at others. So I'd love to have a conversation with other entrepreneurs, other small business owners to hear their perspective on what AI tools they are using in order to supplement their business, in order to support the work that they're doing, and in order to help their business perform better. Because without the ability to be able to analyze and understand trends and use that information, we would be at risk of falling behind in certain areas because we're a small team. And I think that small team is powerful and it's really impactful. but using AI tools to make sure that we are as efficient with our time and we are making the right kind of trend focus investments or just acknowledgement, even if we don't take an action, just that we know that these things are happening outside of the walls of our business. We do so much deep research and put so much effort into serving our clients that when we're able to get good information, good analysis, external reporting that we can then use, it can be such a game changer in our decision making in our organization. So really think that entrepreneurship is a path that a lot of people may start to travel down, especially as there are layoffs, there are restructure, there is this force that we are working with or working alongside in artificial intelligence in the workplace. So if you can take all of the skills, the things that you learned in your day job and pivot that into entrepreneurship, it could open the door to a lot of potential opportunities. And it also could be a bridge if it's just something that you want to do temporarily. And especially if you want to do that work temporarily as you're in a layover and planning for your next full-time job and working for a larger organization or working for another company, leveraging the AI tools you have at your disposal now to be able to speed up your startup process could really be a value proposition. So those are my 3 takeaways as we think about entrepreneurship in 2026 and what artificial intelligence tools I am actively using in order to, or the way I am actively using artificial intelligence tool to help to run our business. So if there's other entrepreneurs that have a broader perspective or would like to be a part of this conversation, we started this because we went into this topic because we got a lot of questions about entrepreneurship, and I just wanted to give a firsthand perspective that was honest. And if there's more that you all want to know or you want to keep talking on this topic, please do let us know by DMing us or sending us an email. We'll know by the number of times you share this video. That'll tell us that folks are interested in going deeper into this topic. So please do share with someone who you think is attempting to get into entrepreneurship or thinking about making a pivot. Until the next time, we appreciate you for riding with us, and we will see you next week.